Hello everyone, and welcome to today's lecture on breadth first search, commonly known as BFS. In the previous lecture, we discussed the fundamentals of search algorithms and understood how AI systems solve problems by exploring possible states. Today, we will focus on one of the most important uninformed search techniques, breadth first search. BFS is widely used because of its simplicity and ability to find the shortest path in many problems. In this lecture, we will understand the working principle of BFS, its algorithm, traversal process, advantages and limitations, and real-world applications. We will also go through an example step by step so that the concept becomes very clear. So let us begin by understanding the basic idea behind breadth first search. Breadth first search is an uninformed search algorithm that explores nodes level by level. Instead of going deep into one branch immediately, BFS first explores all neighboring nodes before moving to the next level. The algorithm starts from the root or source node and visits all nodes at the current depth before proceeding deeper. This approach guarantees that the shallowest solution is found first. BFS uses a queue data structure to maintain the order of traversal. Since a queue follows the first in first out principle, the earliest discovered node is explored first. This systematic exploration makes BFS very useful in shortest path problems and graph traversal. To understand this more clearly, let us compare BFS traversal with normal exploration behavior. Imagine searching for a friend in a multi-floor building. Instead of checking one room deeply across all floors, you first search every room on the first floor, then move to the second floor, and so on. This is exactly how BFS works. The algorithm expands nodes in layers, first level, second level, third level, and continues until the goal is found. This level-wise exploration ensures that the nearest solution is discovered first. In graphs and trees, BFS is especially effective when the shortest path between nodes is required. Now that we understand the concept intuitively, let us look at the main components involved in BFS. Breadth first search mainly uses three important components. The first is the queue. The queue stores nodes waiting to be explored. Nodes are inserted at the rear and removed from the front. The second component is the visited list or visited set. This keeps track of already explored nodes and prevents repeated exploration. The third component is the graph or tree structure itself. The algorithm explores neighboring nodes connected through edges. The general process is: insert the starting node into the queue, remove nodes one by one, visit their neighbors, and insert them into the queue and continue until the goal node is found. Now let us study the actual working steps of BFS in detail. The BFS algorithm follows a simple sequence of operations. Step 1. Start from the initial node and place it into the queue. Step 2. Mark the node as visited. Step 3. Remove the front node from the queue for exploration. Step 4. Visit all unvisited neighboring nodes. Step 5. Insert these neighboring nodes into the queue and mark them as visited. Step 6. Repeat the process until the queue becomes empty or the goal node is reached. This repeated expansion of neighboring nodes creates the characteristic level-by-level traversal of BFS. To understand this properly, let us now see a graphical example. Here we see the flowchart of breadth first search. The algorithm begins by creating an empty queue. The source node is inserted into the queue and marked as visited. Then, while the queue is not empty, the front node is removed, processed, and all unvisited neighboring nodes are added to the queue. This loop continues until all reachable nodes are explored. Even though the flowchart looks simple, BFS is extremely powerful and forms the basis for many advanced AI and graph algorithms. Consider the graph shown on the slide. Suppose node A is the starting node. From node A, the algorithm first explores all directly connected nodes such as B and C. After exploring the first level completely, BFS proceeds to the next level nodes connected to B and C. The traversal continues systematically until every reachable node is explored. The key observation here is that BFS does not immediately go deep into one branch. Instead, it explores breadth-wise. Now let us perform the traversal step by step using the queue. Initially, the queue contains only node A. We remove A from the queue and visit it. Next, we insert all neighbors of A into the queue. Neighbors of A are B, C and D. The queue now becomes B followed by C followed by D. Now B is removed and explored first because it entered the queue earlier. Its neighboring nodes are inserted next. If a neighbor of B already exists in visited list, then that neighbor is ignored. Note that the neighbors of B are added to the end of the queue. Since C is now the node at the front, it is explored next. Its unvisited neighboring nodes are inserted next. This process continues until goal node is visited. When the front node of the queue is the same as the goal node, then the algorithm stops and returns the path from the start node to the goal node. The traversal order clearly demonstrates the first in first out behavior of the queue. To find the path, the algorithm backtracks. That means that it starts with the goal node and search for the node because of which it was marked visited and repeat this till it finds the start node. Breadth first search offers several important advantages. First, BFS guarantees finding the shortest path in an unweighted graph. Second, it is complete, meaning it will find a solution if one exists. Third, the algorithm is simple to understand and implement. BFS is also useful in applications where level-wise exploration is required. Because of these strengths, BFS is widely used in navigation systems, network broadcasting, and social network analysis. Thank you everyone, and see you in the next lecture on depth first search.